You please welcome my friend, Jordan Dittloff.
Thank you, Topher, thank you, Tim, and thank you, all the organisers. Like Topher, my first job, ill-advisedly out of high school as a 17-year-old Libertarian was with the Australian Regular Army, and like Topher, I realised that that might not have been the right fit for me. I wasn't very good at following orders. But I would have been prepared to go and do it live in the immortal words of Bill O'Reilly. I would have done it without the microphone if need be, but here we are. The first thing I want to say is the last time I spoke to all of you at Mansfield and that intro was read out, my mother said to me afterwards, "It's not endurance riding. Endurance riding is 80 kilometres. You only ride 40 kilometres. So, Mum, I'm sorry, I used the wrong words. It's not endurance riding." So, you can't always make your mum happy, but you should always try. She is right, indeed. So, before I spoke, I heard Topher talk about how more politicians should have the instinct of not doing something, of not adding a rule or a law or a government intervention to solve a problem. And in response to that, I heard Carly say, politicians don't know how to do anything. And as strange as it might sound, as somebody who's running for the Senate, I wholeheartedly agree. So last time I spoke to you all, I said, if you're wondering what the federal government has to do with this issue, the answer is nothing, and I want to keep it that way. Now, that remains true, but since then, I've reflected a bit on the issue, and I've also learnt more about it and listened to more of what many of you have had to say. And I realise now that, actually, it is all connected. The federal government is responsible for much of the agenda that the state government is implementing, and both the federal, state, and local governments are working in league with Aboriginal land councils to create a two-tiered system of land access for our country. This is absolutely wrong, and beautiful areas like Kinglake and the northern parks are every Victorian, every Australian's birthright to enjoy. At the last rally, I was lucky enough afterwards to listen to many of you and to speak with some terrific people, and I spoke with some deer and pig hunters, and they said to me that during the winter, when the weather is far worse than it has been today, and there are trees that blow across the trails and there's damage done to the parks, it isn't Parks Victoria, it isn't the government who keep these areas clear, who look after the parks, who keep the parks open and available for people to use. It's you guys. The people who use and treasure and love these national parks, these state parks, are the best stewards and the best custodians of the land. It's not the government, it's not the Greens MPs who are sitting in their inner city leafy suburbs, who have never been to the environment they claim to want to protect. It's you guys. And that's not just true of our forests. That's not just true of this issue. That's true of many, many issues that face us today. In nearly all circumstances, the best placed people to make decisions for a particular issue or for their own lives is you. For your family, for your voluntary sporting association, for your church, for your club, for your family and community. You are the best person to make the best decisions for you. And that's what the Libertarian Party believes, and that's what we're consistently fighting against in every arena.
God bless you, man.
Now, I wanted to finish on this, and that is this. I don't look out here and see a group of people who are red or blue or green. I don't see left-wing and right-wing people. I see Victorians. I see a community of people who are passionate about their forests and who are passionate about this issue. And I think that it's our responsibility as minor party political representatives to make sure that we're advocating for you and the issues and putting outcomes before egos. And we all need to be working together to keep sending a message to the government to not take our foot off the pedal and not rest until this issue is put to bed. Thank you very much.
Authorised as Patent, Libertarian Party, Docklands, Victoria.